Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of everyday life of an Aspie and looking into the everyday life with the Asperger's syndrome. As you're fully aware, as I said so many times before, that to run down that I'm actually doing the drug-free, living life drug-free series for everyone that are around me right now. Even though I'm was hopefully just gonna address it to the teens, but I'm hoping to address it to anyone that may want to use it as a resource tool for others or just for themselves, so that they know what they're counting for. And just a heads up, I am like trying to encourage you all that I'm not trying to put anyone down when I'm sharing these stories or life experiences of what I've seen, just to give you guys enlightenment and hope of basically what's going on in our everyday lives. Even though I know for a fact that, you know, everyone needs support and encouragement somewhere, and we should be all in together, not against each other. Even though some people, as I know, basically do tend to, you know, go the merry way and just treat it whatever day it comes. Anyway, no further ado, this is basically was supposed to be part of part 8 of the why addiction is called a disease. This is part B of it, to continue on a bit more in depth. As you know, that I was majorly just telling you bits and pieces what my opinion of it. As I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion, so be generous with me when I share my opinion, because like I said, I've been trying to respect everyone else's opinion that I've been following and actually trying to comment on. So, in all further ado, this is what it is all about. As we know, addiction can be called a disease, even though many people tend to disagree with it, but I'm one of them, probably the minority, as people say that it is a disease to a point where it needs to be stopped in a way of breaking the habit or breaking the addiction of smoking, drinking, or the like. Even though, like, I want to make it strong, that suggestion there that we need to basically, you know, break free from it and actually hopefully build a better relationship with each other. And all further ado though, basically, as you know, in a way of gauge of progression of the addiction as it grows, as in the different stages of this addiction, as you know, as I've said before, if you followed the brief ones of the addiction series that covered all the different topics that I learnt from Youthline, basically you can follow on that as well as a resource tool. A way to gauge the progression of addiction is to see it divided into 3 stages. As we know, there are 3 stages in the why it's called an addiction. So stage 1 obviously is using. During this phase, maybe, as you know, just using a little bit can still cause problems, and like whether you're starting to use or starting to by using start to appear. You're having difficulty in concentrating, obviously, your mood swings, basically all that, your chemical balance in the brain of the endorphins that is being released, of the chemical neurotransmitter of your, what's it called, the happy kind of feeling, sensation part of your brain. And that, you know, your studies take on the back street while you're using. Obviously, you get behind on your schoolwork if you're schooling, or you get behind in your work, whatever it may be, in your everyday tasks that you have to do, obviously. And sometimes, you know, many people tend to just fly without it, you know. Sometimes also you're having troubles, teens will have problems with their parents, and also basically have problems with basically teachers, their friends. They might end up losing them while that stage of using. Maybe they get into trouble with the law, but if they end up having to lie, you know, and steal from others, and, you know, as they say, sometimes with the little things that you steal, it becomes bigger and more expensive price to pay. What do you do in response to these problems, however, is the question I would like to ask you all. Basically, is it whether you want to quit using or drinking, or do you wish to continue that cycle? While I question these, this will determine, however, whether or not the addiction, chemical dependency, starts to kick in and take over to the next stage, which is stage 2. Becoming chemically dependent. Your using creates even bigger messes or problems in every area of your life, regardless what it be. As I said in the very first stage, that you could lose a job, you could have lost your girlfriend, you could have basically had a fight with your missus, or you had a fight with your parents, and you basically want to just isolate them and point the finger on them. Most things take a backseat to your using, however, like I said also. You're beginning to hang around the ones who use, and you lose interest in your real friends or your life in general, basically, as you once knew it. You are at the certain crossroads right now. You then determine that your problems are caused by using or drinking, or you can place the blame for those problems on something, or, as I said, someone else. Stage 3, for this last part of the why is addiction called a disease, obviously, is chronic addiction, commonly referred to as hitting rock bottom. As I said before, that there are about 4 stages or phases of hitting rock bottom. One was social, second was financial, another one was physical, and then the last one was emotional. But as you know, as your life basically is usually in total chaos while you're hitting this stage, and your mental health and physical health has paid a toll, obviously, while you're feeling and looking quickly and not thinking rationally, you know. You may have cleaned up any number of times, going to various treatment programs, only to relapse yet again and again. It's just like a continuous cycle, you know, as I said before in those series. And there's no way to escape the fact that your problem is so severe, and your problem is the addiction. Even you know it deep in your heart, even though, you know, you're making excuses for this addiction. You know, you're lying through your teeth. You're lying through your teeth to your friends, your family, and whatnot, just to cover up through all this. Do you recognise yourself, however, or even someone you care about, in these stages that I've just briefly mentioned? You know, has this disease got a hold on you, or a friend or a family member? It can be frightening, isn't it, when you see your friends, family member, or someone that you love going through these stages. It can be also frightening, however, but it's better to be frightened than to be in the denial stage of these problems, of these stages that I have just previously shared with you all. Some fears are very healthy though, however, but then some fears are not, even though some fears obviously can hinder us to the point of no return, and that we tend to think everything is there for a reason, you know. It's the fear of the oncoming train, for example, an ongoing train that motivates you to leap off the railway tracks. Just like that fearful instance requires taking action of your addiction or habit of whatever you're doing, be it using or drinking alcohol to an extent. The fearful recognition that you or someone you care about is or is becoming chemically dependent. Well, basically that ends pretty much part AB of 8B, I should say, of the addiction, basically, instead of, you know, disease. Basically, give me the likes pretty much and support. Obviously, as I said so many times before, feel free to share my videos to friends, family, or even just keep them for yourself as a resource tool, pretty much, if you really want to help people, because like I said, I want to share out my experiences, what I've seen and that, and hopefully some of these things can be an enlightenment to you all. Also, I'm hoping to try and keep to schedule, because at this moment in time my schedule is behind at the moment due to certain circumstances of what I've shared on the YouTube promote, and also, like, I'm hoping to try and, you know, bring myself out there a bit more and hopefully create something of interest. But like I said, feel free to comment below also of anyone that has been watching about your, you know, your addiction and stuff, how you broke free from it and whatnot, or even just put quotes out there, because like I said, I'm hoping to also share these on my Facebook AspieAnswersAll page, so do feel free to follow on AspieAnswersAll on Twitter. Also, you know, give me the heads up by just probably private messaging me or whatnot if you really want an everyday topic once I finish these series, even though the next series I'm hoping to try and tidy up is, even though it's not close to it yet, is basically that mental health awareness, which basically will cover self-harm, more, maybe a little bit more on the suicide, just briefly touch on that, even though, like I said, and some of these topics that I'm addressing to you all needs to be addressed, even though we need to share our stories and also try to share the light to people that it's okay to ask for help, sort of thing, or even just trying to find help for yourself, even though it is hard sometimes when people tend to be in denial about it. But in all further ado though, guys, that's hopefully what I'm hoping to address to you all after these theories, sort of thing, even though I'm hoping to do some other bits and pieces which I'm not going to enclose as of yet until I finally, you know, put that into my schedule of what I'm doing. So in all further ado, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all soon.